Hello team, I've just come back from a big run. I'm feeling hot, sun's blazing, and I'm going to do that thing that not many runners do. I'm going to cool down properly now for 5 minutes, and I want you to join me because it's very important at the end of a session to just calm yourself. So we're going to start at the top, we're going to have our feet wide, and we're going to go into just some light movements to let the heart rate come down slowly and stretch out those joints, because you're probably feeling a bit tight and tender in certain areas, and we've got to get rid of that. We're going to flush it out, get rid of that acid, and then have a better day because of it. So change the direction of your arms, sit into a squat. You see my feet are nice and wide. How low you go will just depend on your flexibility, so don't force it, just go at your pace. We'll just do 2 more big circles. Breathe in that air. Watch that heart rate come down. And now on the next one, I want you to rotate to your right, turn both your feet to the right, and I want you to breathe in and reach up. As you do that, make sure this section of your body is strong, so we're not arching the back, we're keeping that solid. And then we're going to breathe out and fold towards the floor. So breathe in, set your pelvis so it's nice and strong, breathe out, reach to the ground. Now if you can't reach the ground, don't worry, you're just reaching wherever you can. As I said a moment ago, it just depends on your flexibility. Just go where you can. And feel those muscles elasticating as you go. They're kind of stretching with each movement. Change sides, because that's what's going to get rid of all those burns and aches in your legs, and hopefully mean if you're running again this week, you'll have recovered better. And therefore your training will be better. So important. And I just think not enough people do cool downs. I hope you now are someone that will do this a lot, and maybe learn some of these movements and create your own, so you can do it anywhere you are, in a field, on a bench somewhere, wherever you end up finishing your runs. One more this side, one more. And I'm going to do one more semi-standing because we're going to go down into a squat, and then we'll do a couple of laying down ones, which are the best bit. So bring your feet narrower than they were a minute ago. I want you to go as low as you can into your squat. Place your hands on your thighs. Now if you stay here, that's probably enough. You're just going to do that. Some of you might be able to come down to the ground with me. So we're going to sit low into a squat, but only if you can get here. Don't force this. Now what I'm doing here is applying pressure on the outside of my elbows to open my hips. So opening those hips just very, very gradually, trying to lift my head as high as I can, so I'm as tall in my back as I can be, and just allowing this whole section of the body to relax itself. Long, slow breaths, really important. In the nose, out the mouth. Let's take one more. Good. Then when you're ready, we're going to take a seat. Take a seat with our feet together. And we're still going to work into that groin that we just worked into. Now you might have seen this one if you've ever done yoga, where the feet are together. You pull them as close to you as you can, and then you sit as tall as you can. And that should create some form of stretch. The further your feet are away, the less that will stretch. But you're just choosing a level that works for you. So you can even apply some pressure onto your knees if you've got the strength to do it and the flexibility. And just press down and create more space. But make sure you don't hunch, make sure you're nice and tall. So you can really feel those muscles lengthening. Again, in the nose, out the mouth. Let's go once more. Good. Now we're going to go into what I call the pigeon. I'm not sure if it's the right name, but I always call it the pigeon. I like it. It's a version of the 90-90 stretch we would do in the gym, where you have a 90-degree bend here, 90-degree bend there, and you're just going to turn yourself towards the front leg, or the leg that's furthest out to the side. So there's a rotation in your torso, but the hips are kind of stuck, and you'll feel it as you turn something will stretch, whether it's in here, whether it's up here, doesn't matter. And there'll be some of you, flashy, flexible people that can reach down and get that forearm on the ground. And then there's a massive stretch going on in this front glute section and all through the body. But try and maintain those right angles at the knees and your hips so everything's well supported. And then gravity is actually doing the stretch for you. You haven't got to work for it. You're just calm. One more breath on this side. Now let's come over to the other side and just gradually do that. I would open this hip first, then rock across and sit in that position here. What I just did then was actually a really good warm-up exercise. You go from one side to the other, a bit more dynamic version. But in this cool down today, we're doing passive stretches, we're calm, we're trying to relax everything. So I'm just gonna find my position again on this side, then I'll get my breath and I'll sit there and chill. And a very basic method is to pre-run, do dynamic stretching, so those stretches that move, and then post-run, so now more passive, more relaxing stretches tend to be best, although occasionally a mixture of both is always good. One more, I'm a bit tighter this side. Good, let's return back to base. Let's do our final stretch of this cool down. Brief cool down today. It's going to be for the hamstrings, which I think is super important. We call it the runner's stretch, which is perfect for today. You've got your foot on the inside of that straight leg. If it's there, that's easier. If it's here, that's going to increase it. You'll straighten your back, you'll lift your spine, and then you're going to breathe out and go towards that foot. It might just be a little way, could be enough. You can hold the back of your leg, feel that stretch, or if you've got it in you, grab the feet at the front, exhale, lengthen yourself towards that toe. I think the grand goal of this one is to have that chest right down in your thigh. I mean, I'm nowhere near that. But if you can imagine every breath, you're trying to get that chest a little bit closer to your thigh, you're on the right path to a good stretch. One more breath. Lovely. Let's just slowly come out of that, adjust our body position so we can finish on the other side. Set that position up. Tall posture, foot into you, exhale into that stretch. And obviously I'm limited for time on this video today. I wanted to make it just about 5-6 minutes long, not too long, so you can do this anywhere. But as I said at the beginning, if you remember these stretches, if you can remember them, and you're out there and you haven't got a video to watch, just remember them, just have a stretch. Post-run, anything you can do is good. Longer the better if you've got all day. There's people in our club, our members club, that are doing something called Froga, which is Frank style yoga, and there's up to 30 minutes worth of stretching. The more the merrier, I say. And to end the video, I just want to leave you with that. If you are someone that is keen on improving your walking and running, you want to be faster, then I think there's a priority for you to do some flexibility and strength work around your runs, because you'll really feel the benefits. So thanks for doing this cool down. Have a lovely day wherever you are. See you soon. I'm staying right here, mate. It's lovely. Get a tan soon as well.